Hi, this is Bishop Bob Coulter with another TMCI word of encouragement for the week. This week I'm going to continue my teaching on enjoying the journey. My last video we talked about important things such as keeping our relationship with Christ fresh daily. We talked about not being so task-oriented that we neglect people. Remember, ministry is about people. It's good to reach goals, but we must not neglect our people along the way. Matter of fact, we should help them, encourage them by celebrating victories and goals along the way. And as a leader, we're responsible to make godly decisions. And as we do, we also must remember any decision that's made, we must take responsibility for. So if something goes wrong, we must correct it and then move on. And as leaders, we talked about we will receive criticism. Why? Because we're doing something. But the important thing is that we take and listen to constructive criticism so that we may improve our leadership ability. Now, to continue with this teaching on enjoying the journey, you must honor your spouse. Your relationship with them is the most important one here on earth next to Christ. If you have one, you need to keep that relationship fresh daily. Don't neglect your spouse, thinking that they are spiritually strong and can handle any problems that come against the family. Christ, sent his disciples out 2 by 2. God's given you a spouse that you can go out 2 by 2. And Satan doesn't like that. He'll do everything to try to wreck that relationship. So you must work very diligently at keeping it fresh and strong. Men, I'm reminded of 1 Peter 3:7. It tells us that we must live with our wives with understanding. Interesting, I've never seen scripture that tells women that they have to live with men understanding. I believe that's because women are much better at relationship than men. And perhaps they understand we men all too well. Just a thought. Another important relationship around here on earth is your relationship with your children. Ephesians 6:4 says, "And you fathers, do not provoke your children to wrath, but bring them up in the training and admonition of the Lord." Take time to let your children know that they're important. Satan likes to attack us at his weakest link, and most of the time, that is our children. It's important that we keep a balance between your ministry life and your family. There's a biblical principle for using your time. First is your personal relationship with Jesus Christ. The second is taking care of your family needs. That means your physical, emotional, spiritual needs. And lastly is ministry time. If you get these out of order, you will have problems. Many children whose parents are in full-time ministry feel their parents are more concerned about others than themselves. Make sure that if you promise them to do something, that you do it. To truly continue to enjoy the journey, you must take care of yourself, both spiritually and emotionally and physically. Mark 6:31 shows us that Christ knew that after ministry, the disciples needed rest. He said to them, "Come aside by yourself to a deserted place and rest a while." If you keep giving out and not receive, you'll be burnt out and become ineffective. Working 24/7 may sound spiritual, but in reality, it's a religious thinking and Satan's way of burning you out before your time. Take the time to refresh yourself. An interesting statistic I once read was that 1 week's vacation adds 1 year to ministry life. I personally go to 2 conferences a year to get lifted spiritually. We cannot be effective if we constantly giving out and not refilling ourselves. As a leader, you need to build intimacy with your people. You need to know them well so you can pray for them effectively. As leaders, you're responsible to pray for all your people. You cannot pray for them effectively if you don't take the time to know them and their families. As leaders, don't worry about the numbers. If you do what God calls you to do, He will add numbers to you. Remember that it'll take time for you to build a team that will actually be able to minister effectively to the people that God's given you. Most overnight successes take 10 to 15 years. But as you're faithful with little, God will give you much. And remember, God has sheep that will hear your voice. And also, lastly, I wanted to share with you, remember, good friends help you enjoy the journey. You need friends whom you can relax with and not talk shop. Take time to cultivate friends that are trustworthy and accept you for who you are. Next week we're going to continue this teaching, and I pray that this teaching is a blessing to you. Have a blessed day.
Hi, I'm Douglas Wilson with Walking on the Word Ministries. Thank you so much for watching TMCI TV. We hope you enjoyed and were blessed with this week's Tuesday encouragement. You can help us share the good news by liking, subscribing, and turning on your notifications. This will help you keep up with the latest news and newest episodes. Be sure to join us for a new Tuesday encouragement every Tuesday on TMCI TV.